Today, when the assholes are already in the sea, where are you supposed to send them? This is CheckPoint. Welcome to CheckPoint, where we spent the weekend at GDC.
Unfortunately, due to a booking mix-up, we went to the Gathering of Dilly Bar Connoisseurs, the world's #1 event for frozen ice cream confection enthusiasts, and not the Game Developer Conference.
So on the one hand, we didn't get any insight into exciting new video game announcements. On the other hand, we got tremendous insight into soft serve enrobed in chocolate.
My stomach hurts.
You might have missed this, but last month, Realtech VR, the company who recently made mobile ports of the first 2 Tomb Raider games, announced they would be bringing full 1080p 60 FPS remakes of Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 to Steam. And bonus, they'd be free if you already owned the original DOS ports, which are already on Steam. But don't get too excited, as apparently Realtech VR did, because if you found that announcement a welcome surprise, Square Enix found it way more surprising and far less welcome. Turns out Realtech didn't ask to do that, so Square canceled the project and any further business with Realtech, who, for their part, thought it would be fine to do, saying, quote, "Our research studies and reviews on Tomb Raider 3 were unwelcome, although those rights are protected with fair dealing in Canadian copyright law." For those unaware, like probably most of you watching, fair dealing is essentially Canada's version of fair use. And for those unaware, like probably Realtech VR, fair dealing doesn't work like that.
PUBG, more commonly known as the esports-ready bullet spaghetti to the casual player, is introducing an event mode, a rotation of new game modes with a twist to differentiate them from PUBG's standard solo, duo, and squad offerings. The first event mode will feature 8-man squads and double the frequency of assault rifle spawns, which isn't really super different, but even PUBG Corp has said this is just to get the ball rolling. PUBG's event mode seems to be modeled after Fortnite Battle Royale's timed special events, which is ironic since Fortnite Battle Royale was a game mode modeled after PUBG. I look forward to when we get to the bottom of this inevitable rabbit hole, where I'm sure we'll find Fortnite Battle Royale hyper-realistic no-building mode and PUBG Cartoon Fort Construction Derby.
Sea of Thieves, the looty-shooty booty-scooty from Microsoft and Rare, has tools for handling player toxicity built directly into the game. Shocking no one, a Sea of Thieves player who finds themselves paired with a stranger online might not get along with said stranger. In fact, they might actively harm the operations of the ship. So, a ship's crew can vote to send that player to the brig, where the matter can be negotiated and discussed before punishment is rendered. You can also just kick them, but trapping them below deck seems more fun. But what if you're being harassed by another ship? Not just, attacked like what the game is for, but continually griefed by some kind of Flying Dutch meme. Well, you can scuttle your own ship. You teleport far away from the offending ship of trolls to continue your skeleton plundering in relative peace. It would be smart for any game where you have to interact with other humans to include some level of in-game toxicity prevention, but especially one where everyone's characters are explicitly violent, thieving drunks.
Thanks to Hirokazu Yasuhara and Naoto Oshima, the original designer and character designer for Sonic the Hedgehog, we learned a whole lot of new Sonic facts at GDC. For example, Sonic is blue because he was designed to match Sega's logo, and because Sega had decided the character would be able to roll before they actually designed the character, they tested out designs for an armadillo, a porcupine, a dog, and an old guy with a mustache before they finally settled on Hedgehog. Sonic was also going to be a great dancer, but the cartridge didn't have enough space for the animations required. But most interestingly, the original story of Sonic the Hedgehog was supposed to be a story inside a story based on a World War II veteran. According to Kotaku, the TLDR of the original Sonic story was there was a heroic pilot who wanted to fly as fast as possible. His hair always stood up, so he had the nickname Hedgehog. His plane's nose art was the Sonic emblem from the game's title screen. And after the war, the pilot married a children's book author, and she wrote and illustrated stories about him based on his adventures. Of course, not all the notes that Yasuhara and Oshima showed were translated during the presentation. However, I'm sure that an enterprising Sonic fan will get to that soon and will be able to see where Knuckles, Tails, and all those Sonic-inspired personas were supposed to come into it.
Wow, what a story.
Yeah, it would not have worked. Coming up, EA has developed an AI that is learning to play Battlefield 1 from scratch. And it's doing pretty well, but if it's ever going to be competitive, it's going to have to get a lot better at teabagging, spawn camping, and of course, complaining about aimbots whenever it gets hit.
Sea of Thieves, the looty shooty booty scooty from Microsoft and Rare, has tools. What's that?
There's music playing.
Why is there music playing?
Just for this story?
Paul's just dancing. You can't.
What is happening here? Our presentation is haunted.